Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Sharp. I'm the Information Services Librarian. And today we're going to talk about how the library's website can assist you with doing research. So that means what resources we have, what services we have available, and I'll point some of these things out as we go using the website kind of as our framework. So let me share my screen and I'm going to show you the library's website. That is library.tnwesleyan.edu. So it's like the Tennessee Wesleyan homepage with library tacked in front of it. All right, at the top here, you can see some guides, the tutoring services guide, the learnable technology and 3D printer guide. In the tutoring services guide, if you click here, you can make an online appointment to make an appointment with a tutor to have help with writing or math or science or even business. If you want to just drop in, you can look here for the tutoring schedule to see when there is a tutor for something that you need help with. Keep in mind, they may have made an appointment, so they may be busy, but there are business tutors as well as writing tutors, which might come in handy for you. We also have the loanable technology and 3D printer guide. So this is the all of the loanable technology we have available. And in our loanable technology program, you can check things out usually for 6 hours or 24 hours, depending on what it is. And that includes laptops and tablets, video equipment, sound equipment, and calculators, external DVD drives, chargers, all kinds of stuff. You can also book the 3D printer here. The 3D printer is free for you to use. We have two here in the library in our makerspace. You just have to click here to book a time, and then I will make an appointment with you and show you how to use it. It doesn't take very long. It's pretty easy to use. So one of our biggest tools is Discovery, which links with our catalog, which shows you what we physically have in the library, as well as all 80 of our databases, or we have a little over 80. There are a couple that are really important for you guys in the business field that don't link to Discovery. So when I suggest that when you start doing business research, you go to the business research guide and you start there. Our largest business database is ABI Inform. ABI Inform has scholarly journals, it has books, it has periodicals, it has all kinds of stuff that would be useful for you. So this is what it looks like. We're going to put in something really broad like business ethics, and we're going to search and see how many results we get. As you can see, we get 1.2 million results just for something as basic as business ethics because we haven't been more specific. Lots of things start popping up. So we have scholarly journals, we have trade journals, newspapers, all kinds of stuff. So over here on your left, you can see that there are limiters, and these limiters allow you to narrow your search. When we're doing academic research, we're always trying to be more specific and narrow down our topic. That's going to make your research process easier and your writing process. So the more specific you can be, the easier it's going to be. With that in mind, one of the easiest things you can do to limit your results is changing your publication date. In the business field, we usually don't go back more than 5 to 7 years because things radically change very quickly in the business field due to technology and it being a more global environment and things like that. Information gets outdated much faster. So usually you would just click this limiter here for the last 5 years, and then we're going to see how much that limits our results. Okay, great. So we went from 1.2 million to almost 600,000. That's a pretty good chunk that have been taken out that are no longer really usually going to be applicable to what you're searching for. Maybe you know that you need peer-reviewed scholarly journals. You can just limit to that source type and see only academic scholarly peer-reviewed journals. And as you can see, we now have 85,000 results as opposed to, 575,000. There are other limiters available to you, like subject terms. Maybe you're looking for things and you're not really sure what you're looking for. This is going to give you some suggestions for different subject terms that might be involved with business ethics. You may look at language. Perhaps you're looking up something and it's really popular in another language and you're getting a lot of results in a language you don't speak. You could limit to just English if you wanted to. And you can even go to something like publication title, where you could go to a specific journal if you wanted to, like the Journal of Business Ethics. And then you're looking at 2,000 results instead of 85,000 results. But to be honest, the most effective way to get the most relevant results is going to be to change your subject terms. So to be more specific in the words that you're searching. These are the words that we use to cross-reference things so that you can find the information you need. So maybe instead of just business ethics, we're going to put corporate social responsibility. Notice that I put this in quotation marks. That means that it's only going to search for when those words show up next to each other. So instead of having the word corporate in the title and the word social in the abstract, where it may pull that result, it's only going to look for when those words show up next to each other, therefore narrowing your result. Now, this is just within this Journal of Business Ethics. That may not be what we're looking for. So instead, we're going to X out of that filter, which you can do to any of the filters. And we have about 12,000 results. So that's going to be a lot better than the 83,000 that we saw earlier, right? We're limiting down. We're making the more relevant stuff come to the top as we put in newer subject terms or phrase searching or whatever. Now, I will say, these are usually really intuitive, these databases. So if you had just typed in corporate social responsibility with no quotations, it's not going to hurt you. It's probably still going to pick up on the fact that that's what you're looking for. But just keep in mind that if you're having trouble, sometimes if you're searching for a phrase, putting it in quotations can narrow things down and make it a lot easier for you. So 12,000 results is pretty good, but still kind of a lot, right? So you could add even another term. So maybe we add something like and education. And now we're down to less than 8,000. So we've narrowed down quite a lot. Maybe now you start to go through results and see how things relate to what you're looking for. You'll notice that some say full text PDF and others say get full text or something like that. If you're just seeing the abstract details, for instance, that means that we don't have the full text. So you're going to need to interlibrary loan it. When we get back to the homepage, I'll show you how to fill out an interlibrary loan request so that you can get access to things that we may not have the full text of. And I'll go a little bit more in depth when we get there. When you do have something where you can open the full text, click the full text link. And from here, you're going to have a lot of options. So you can download the PDF, you can cite it, you can email it to yourself or someone else, or you can print it. You can also save it to your My Research folder. So up here is the My Research login. You're just going to need to make an account, and then you'll be able to save things to your research folder. You can even make folders within that folder for each of your classes or each of your papers you're doing research for. And it's super handy, and it's free for you. Just use your Tennessee Wesleyan email address. But you can see there's lots of options for what you can do here in order to access this information. All right, that is the basics of how to search, being really careful with your subject terms and things like that. And just a note, you can also save your searches. So you can actually go in and save your search that you've made. If you've made a really good search, you've put all the right limiters, you've gotten a good amount of results that you like, go ahead and save that search if you want. You can come back to it later if you don't have time to go through all of the articles and see which ones apply. All right, so going back to the research guide, there's a couple of other databases I always like to point out to my business people. Business Insights Essentials and Nexus Uni are going to be awesome when looking for company information. Nexus Uni is also a legal database, so lots of good legal information. When we go to Business Insights Essentials, for instance, it's very simple to use. You can type in a company name, and it's going to bring up a company profile for you. And from here, you can get all kinds of information: total revenue, employees, sales per employee, all kinds of stuff, as well as other information that comes through these, like SWOT reports or investment reports, financials, things like that. You can also create a comparison chart. So you can add companies here and choose whichever metric it is that you'd like. So maybe we do Marriott. It adds their revenue, for instance. That's the metric that's been chosen. You can also change to other things. Revenue tends to be the most helpful in this case. And then you can also add, remove others. So you could put in, say, Hilton. And from here, you can actually download or print this chart. You can also make it a table. That's a little clearer. It has actual numbers on it. So lots of options for Business Insights Essentials when looking for company information. Nexus Uni can be used for the same thing, as well as looking for newspapers, legal journals, things like that. All you have to do is come into Nexus Uni and you will choose what you're interested in. So maybe you're looking for a legal publication. Maybe you're looking for cases, like the dockets from cases and things like that. Maybe you're looking for company information. You could put that in and show me the company profile. And then you've got a bunch of options, right? Now, these are all broken down into smaller groups and things. You'll have to do a little digging. It's not quite as cut and dry as Business Insights Essentials, but there is a lot of really good information in Nexus Uni. All right, going back to the website, I'm going to scroll back down and we're going to go to the business guide again. And we're going to talk a little bit about discovery. Now, discovery you can also get to from the home page. It's on that first area right here where the catalog is, but you can get to it from any of the research guides as well. Discovery is a portal that allows you to search all of our databases almost, except for ABI Inform and Statista, which are two big ones that you might want to use. But Discovery allows you to search all of those and it gives you a lot of results. So it gives you like a ton of ebook results, for instance. So if we did our same search for business ethics, we're going to see that we're going to get a lot of ebook collection results. The ebooks are very easy to use and they're all academic books. Oh, also you'll get a research starter a lot of the times if you're putting something kind of general in, and that comes from an encyclopedia. So it's a really good source to use because it's gone, it's had a similar process to peer review. It's been edited by an editorial board. And so you can absolutely use these as an academic source. And then these academic ebooks are also considered a scholarly source. All you have to do is click the PDF full text. Keep in mind that you can't download an entire ebook. It's usually 60 or 100 pages. This one's only 60, as you can see here, the publisher permissions. But you can always access any of the pages through this link. So if you opened it in this format, you would always be able to search the entire book. The ebooks also have an added functionality of having a search within function. So you could actually look for words like ethics. Of course, this is a book called Business Ethics. We're going to get a lot of results, but maybe we're looking for something in particular. Maybe we're looking for, ethics training. We could put that in phrase markings and see. Now we got 13 results. That's a little bit easier. And when you click on it, it's going to open it up and then it'll highlight usually where it shows up. It's been a little off today for some reason. I'm not sure because it should be over here, but it'll give you a vague idea of where you need to go. And it'll bring you to the right page, which is the most helpful. Discovery works exactly the same way as what I showed you in ABI Inform. You can change your publication date. So you could change this to say 2018. And it's going to limit you from 1.7 million to a little under 400,000. But you'll notice there's not a lot of stuff coming through that would be in ABI Inform because they don't link up properly. But you're getting a ton of great ebooks and other academic journals that are from other business databases. So it's still a viable option when doing research. It's just that ABI Inform is often a better choice when doing business research. Going back to the home page, we're going to actually go back to the business guide because there's one last database that I want to show you. It's called Statista. Now, I would suggest any of these databases for what you're looking for. The business collections are going to be smaller collections, but they are more subject specific. So they may be a good option instead of going to something where you're getting thousands of journals, only having 4,000 publications to choose from. You're going to have a smaller collection. It just depends on how you search for information and how easy it is for you to narrow things down. So Statista is here. Statista is a statistical data database. So a lot of what you're going to find is charts and graphs and things like that. So we could put our same search in. I don't know how functional it's going to be for Statista. A lot of times you're wanting to look up specific industries or specific organizations or companies, things like that, and you're going to get a lot of good information. Yeah, this is not a great search. I'm going to look for a particular company. So we could look up Marriott again and see. And then you see that there's a whole dossier of statistics and facts on the Marriott, or sorry, this is the dossier. This is just a collection of statistics and facts on Marriott. And then other places where they show up. So American Customer Satisfaction Index, number of Marriott International employees worldwide for the last, 14 years, things like that. Revenue, so lots of good data. And when you open it, for instance, this one, that's a whole collection. You can see all the different things. So there's industry overview, there's company information, properties and performance indicators. And then when you click on it, so let's say we want to see the revenue, it's going to offer you the chart, and then you can download it as a PDF, as an Excel sheet, as a picture file, or as a PowerPoint slide. And it's going to give you some information, some source information, some details, things like that. Very easy to use and super handy when you're looking for statistical data. So here again on the home page, and I should point out, everything you need is going to be on the home page of the library's website. Nothing's hidden behind other menus or anything like that. Everything is pretty much available on this first page. I mentioned that you could go to the interlibrary loan request. An interlibrary loan is, it's an agreement we have with all other libraries that cooperate in it. And it means that if we don't have access to something, we will send it to you. Or sorry, if we don't have access, somebody else will send it to us. And then if we have access to something, we will share it with them. We're really lucky because we're so close to UTC and UTK, and we share a lot of resources with them through Interlibrary Loan because they have such an extensive collection. So usually we can get what you need, unless it's something really weird or rare. Those can be harder, but if it's just an electronic journal article or a book or something like that, we can usually get it for you. The trick with the interlibrary loan is that you have to know what to use for your login. So when you scroll over this I, it's going to explain to you that this is what you use for your password. It's a W1 and the last 5 digits of your Prox card number on the back of your ID. If you don't have an ID, if you're an ME or an MBA student, for instance, you're going to do W1 plus your student ID number, which is a 6-digit number. You will use your last name as your username. So when we click on the request, we can see that you could choose, like, say, a journal article. Maybe you want a journal article and we don't have the full text. You're going to fill all this information out from the citation and the record. And then you're going to choose a cancel if not filled by date. So this is a date when it would no longer be helpful for you. You would choose that date just in case they can't get their hands on it and they have to cancel it at some point, when it would no longer be useful. And then down here, you're going to use your last name as your username, just your last name. And then your password, depending on what kind of student you are, will have the W1 plus either your student ID number or your Prox card number. Now, if you forget what your Prox card number is, or you never knew what your Prox card number is, go to barcode help over here under about the library, and there's a PDF that'll help you. It'll walk you through the whole process. Super easy. One thing that I always like to point out to y'all is that you can make a research appointment with me. And so if you are having trouble, say, finding a topic or narrowing your topic down or finding peer-reviewed literature, or maybe you don't know how to use a database and this video didn't really explain it to you enough, all of those things are things I can help you with. So all you have to do is fill out this form, or you can shoot me an email. My email is asharp, ASHARP, at tnwesleyan.edu, and you can shoot me an email there as well. But this is helpful because it asks for some information that helps me out when getting prepared for your research appointment. Often our research appointments are no longer than 20 minutes or so, but they're very helpful, and I find that students really do appreciate having that as an option. Please don't be afraid to ask me for help. I'm always here to help you guys. That is pretty much everything I have for you guys today. There are many other resources the library has available, and I'm happy to share those with y'all, but I wanted to keep this a little short and sweet so that you have the basics. And if you need more instruction, reach out and make a research appointment. I'm so happy to help you. Again, I am Alex Sharp, the Information Services Librarian, and I hope to see some of you soon, and I hope this video helped. Okay, good luck. Thank you.